So this episode is going to be called First Impression versus Final Impression. So this was a request from a teacher, a female teacher, who had lessons that she was teaching on TikTok, right? And there was a lot of people who were saying things like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know this. You should stop scamming." Blah blah blah, right? And she was like, "I'm trying to teach people, and I'm getting so much hateful comments." And I was like, first of all, you have to. That when I talk about haters versus knowers, right? They don't know what you're doing, so they're gonna hate, right? It's the first impression. It's their first impression, right? And it's disruption. So it's something that maybe they never even seen before, right? So even if they've never seen it before, there's hate stems from that, right? So now you're deterring yourself from your final impression, which could be 5 or 6 months from now or a year from now. But if you go by their first impression, then you don't have a final impression. Your final impression is their first impression because you quit because you was getting hated on. Boy, you can just break through it and realize that they're just who they are. There's just 5 or 6 seconds where they just typed in something on their phone. But you're actually teaching something, right? That's why if you go to a lot of people who's haters, they don't even have no content or they don't have anything because they're not used to giving anything. They're parasitic. They have a parasitic nature. So they're just going to take. Then they have nothing to give, right? And they usually don't understand value. Like haters really don't understand value unless they're dependent on it, right? Like someone can hate Walmart, but they're hungry, so they have to go eat. But they still hate. Or they walk in Walmart, "Oh, I hate Walmart, I hate Walmart." And then they go get some bread and they walk out. Why? Because they're hungry. They're dependent. So their parasitic nature, it means nothing. Because now they have to eat, right? That's why the 48 Laws of Power is one of my favorite books. Because it makes sense. Like if you look at human nature, that book pretty much you can look at a situation and you can look at that book and be like, that's why. Right? Like somebody can leave a hateful comment on something. Let's say something gets 1,000 views, right? And it's someone's teaching somebody something. Now, let's think about. I'm gonna make something called like the parasite ratio, right? So 80% of people, let's say 90% of them are parasites, meaning they just want to watch it and leave, right? That's why you give good information for free. I mean, parasites is a bad word, but you get what I'm saying. Someone who doesn't really, they have no intent of paying anything. They just want to take something and take and take and take, right? So, and this doesn't even include a hater, right? Because I'm parasitic too sometimes. I just watch a YouTube video just to learn some information. Everybody does it. But I mean someone with the intent to hate, right? So you got 80% freeloaders. I'm calling them freeloaders, right? Because we are freeloaders. So 80% freeloaders, and then you got 10% hate, and then you got 10% positive comments. Because some people just leave positive comments just to do that, which is good. All right? So you can be a freeloader and a positive commenter. Then you got freeloaders who are negative commenters. Like no matter what you do, what happens, there's always a negative comment. That's just what they do. They wake up to leave negative comments. So you got those people. Now those people thrive on first impression. They know that they're going to hate. So they want to create your first impression. They want to deter you away from your final impression, which would be success, right, on the other end. But if you don't get through the first impression, then now that's your final impression, which is what they thought of you. And this is everywhere. Like, there's no way you can escape it. It's you and it's other people. That's just what it is. It's being created in every way. You got disruption. So you got disruption. Once you disrupt their brain, boom, the hate comes out. That's when the hate comes. And then boom. Now it's up to you to be like, okay, that's why that is. It's the first impression. Now let me keep going, and you make the final impression. That's it. Like, even if you look at, like, take rappers, right? Rappers are really good at this. Rappers are really good at leveraging people's first impression because they understand people's psychology. So take even Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z had a quote where he said he knew that he was going to blow up because people started to hate him. Or even 50 Cent, who was like, oh, I need your hate so I can use it for your energy. Right? That's understanding human psychology. Like, he understands that people are going to hate regardless. So you might as well just use it. Because he understands that what he's going to become is bigger than what they think of him at that moment. He's a knower, right? Haters versus knowers. A knower knows why the hate is coming. So he's not offended by a first impression because he knows why it exists. Because he knows that person doesn't know. That's why they hate. And that's their first impression. So you have to know the final impression and create that and just keep going towards it.